It's a 2023-2024 preview of the Phoenix Suns next on The Dime.
You are now listening to The Dime with Josh and Quab, your go-to NBA podcast. Subscribe on Apple, follow on Spotify, and be sure to hit up the YouTube channel for video content. And now your hosts, Josh and Quab.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Dime, our season preview edition. Today, we are doing a team that has probably the most pressure on them. It's the Phoenix Suns. And what better man to join us on the show than a comedian, a writer for Crooked Media, and a host of LockedOn Phoenix Suns podcast. Everybody, please welcome to The Dime for the first time, Aaron Edwards, everybody. Aaron Edwards, how are you?
Hey. What's up, you guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. So, quick backstory. Aaron and I, we met, I guess, on Twitter. We went to, like, some event. I went to a bar, and you were there one night. A bunch of Twitter friends.
Yeah, we was at a Mexican food spot, or the Mexican bar. Yeah.
That was dope. That was dope. And then I was in Phoenix for a Super Bowl party, and Aaron was there, and that was the night that KD was traded to the Suns. And Aaron was the first person I told. The very first person I told who's a Suns fan. And we were screaming like little girls in the bar together, and everyone was looking at us. It was a great time.
Yeah, it was crazy, like, having, like, Mina Kimes and, like, Chris Coward, like, looking at you like you crazy. Thing is, when you ran up, like, I had just looked at my phone because my phone died, and I was trying to call my Uber. And you, like, ran up, and as I was saying it, like, I see it, and I'm like, this ain't right. And then you walking up like, did you see this?
Oh, I'm glad
like, this is real, I think.
Yeah.
I'm glad that was your guys' experience. As a Nets fan, my experience was completely different.
Crying on the other side of the country.
I was like, I guess it's over. Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, with me and Aaron, we were the only ones like freaking out at the ball. I couldn't believe it. Like nobody was kind of reacting. It was just me and you, like, oh my god!
Yeah, we're just jumping up and down, and I'm like. Like, dude, you guys work in sports. None of you guys heard about this yet? Like, it was crazy.
That's crazy.
This should be a big deal for you. Like,
it was funny because, like, I had just, like, drank and talked to Mina Kimes for 20 minutes, and then I get KD after, and I'm like, I'm nailing tonight, man.
That was a great night for sure. And we'll definitely get into that as well. We're going to preview the next season for the Phoenix Suns, probably touch on a few things that happened last season as well. But before we get started, let everybody know where they can find you, anything that you want to promote, anything going forward.
Usually when I post about shows and stuff, you can find it on Twitter, Aaron Ed, or Instagram, AYRONED. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more stand-up shows lately coming up. I'm going to probably be doing High Note in LA soon. Going to be at the Comedy Store probably at the end of the month. So just check me out. I'll be doing a lot more shows now.
Oh, I got to come through, man. That's dope. Comedy Store's a big deal. Good stuff, man. All right, so let's get into it. Before we preview the season, like I said, I kind of want to review a little bit. What were your thoughts about the team last year post-KD trade?
I liked how it looked. Like, Book had the most space he ever had in his entire life, and he was using it. Like, that's the best we've ever seen him. He wasn't getting doubled. You couldn't double him. And the team was just overall was getting open shots. It wasn't a problem. Like, I mean, KD shot like 19% from three in the Nuggets series, but I think that's just stuff from him being injured and not really being able to get acclimated to the team as best he could probably coming up. But yeah, I liked just what I saw. It was open shots. The bench was a little light, but that was just because, once again, they couldn't make shots, and Monty wasn't really great at staggering minutes.
Do you think losing CP3 was a big deal in that series, or it would have been the same result?
I think it would have been the same result. Like, we weren't making open shots, and Chris Paul wasn't shooting open shots. So I just think that we just got points to death. Like, it was, we were getting twos, and they were just mathing us out of the game. Like, they were shooting more threes, they were making more threes, and we were just making twos and getting to the free throw line. And you just can't win that way.
What are your overall thoughts on CP3, man? I love CP3. He's one of my favorite players of all time. But as a Suns fan, I don't know how you feel about him. I don't know how Suns Nation really feels about him. It seems confusing on Twitter.
No, it was fun. I loved when he showed up. Like, he really did change the culture of the team and all that. But by the time he was gone, we were already asking for it. Like, nobody.
It's been we had a good time, Chris. But it's time for you to bounce.
Yeah, it was pretty much like, we kind of kicking you out the club. Like, we really love what you did for us, but I think our time, it was like a breakup where we're like, this ain't working out, right? Like,
Right.
should we get out of this and just be happy apart? Like, and I think that was mostly what it was. I know he wanted to stay a part of what this team was going to be this next year, but what he does now, like, I think he showed Book how to be a point guard and how to be a playmaker, and that's going to be huge coming up next year. But yeah, I think he had kind of his welcome was done, like not overstayed, but I just think it kind of ran its course.
What are your feelings on losing the Twins in the KD trade?
It stung, like, and I said this like after the KD trade happened. I was like, I'm gonna be sad for like a couple of weeks, but then once KD played, I'm gonna be like, all right, we got KD. But he didn't play for a long time when he got traded, so it was like
that weird ankle injury.
Oh, yeah, and he slipped on the court. Remember? Oh, I forgot about that.
It wasn't even a slip on the court. His footing was just weird, and he sprained his ankle. It was one of the most freak injuries I've seen. It was like the last thing he was gonna do during his warm up, and we missed him for it was gonna be his first home game. I think he didn't play a home game till like 2 months after getting traded. Like, it was crazy for us. But yeah, I miss the Twins. Like, those dudes were fun. Mikal is my dude. Like, I hope he balls out in Brooklyn, and I hope he gets stars to like come to him, because I really do think he was making the leap before he got traded. And then once he got traded to the Nets, I didn't think he was going to make a leap like that, though. Like, getting to the line, dropping 40 points, like, any of that. Like, that was crazy.
Do you look at that and think, like, damn, if we had that version of him, like, we didn't even need to make the trade. Like, we were set. We were okay.
Yeah, but that was, like, part of the reason why people kind of wanted CP3 gone.
Yeah.
Because I think he kind of stunts people's growth. And if he wants the ball all the time, and he said during the last offseason, he was like, I'll learn how to play off ball, I'll shoot open shots, and then he tried it for a couple months. He was like, never mind, like, I can't play like that. And he just couldn't play off ball. So I think that was kind of like one of the beefs with Suns fans with him too. It was just, he couldn't let the young guys kind of look messy and grow up and kind of make some mistakes. He's just like, nah, I'm the floor general, I need the ball. DA, come set this screen, let's get this going. And I think, like, if you let Mikal, like, kind of just run the show, and maybe it'll look ugly for a little bit. Like, he let Mikal, like, run the show, and I think he kind of always was going to need that, and it wasn't going to happen here with two other stars on the team.
Chris Paul, man, the breakup was, he tried to change. Actually, he didn't even try to change. He said he was going to change, and he didn't change. He lied to y'all.
Yeah, he had one game where he hit, like, 5 open threes, and then he was like, I can do it, but I don't want to. That's it.
All right, so now you get Bradley Beal in the offseason. You have a big three now. You have KD, Beal, Devin Booker. That begs the question, like, what's the hierarchy here? Who's going to have the ball in their hands? Who's going to be the point? Is it point Book? Is it point Beal? You have a new head coach. Like, what the hell's going on here? How are you going to organize all this?
I think, like, the Book thing, I think Book is going to be the point guard, but we talk about this on LockedOn Suns all the time, is I don't want him to get stuck being point Book so long. He's the best shooting guard in the league, and I don't want him to forget he's the best shooting guard in the league, and I don't want Vogel to forget that either. Like, yes, he's going to be a really good point guard, but sometimes, like, I think second unit stuff is going to be good, depending on if he's going to let Beal have that to himself or he's going to let Book have it to himself, so one of them can go back to being the natural two. But yeah, I think that Book is going to easily be the point guard, and then they can just go from there. But I don't want him to always be the point guard, because he is still Devin Booker, and you just got to let him get shots up sometimes.
What was your reaction when the Beal trade went through?
The Beal trade was crazy because it wasn't on our radar at all. We were like, damn, Beal going to be in Miami Heat soon. And then it was just that. It was like, it was one of those things where he wasn't even close. Like, I wasn't watching Wizards games. Like, we weren't even thinking about Bradley Beal.
You're not the only one that wasn't watching Wizards games.
You're not alone there, man. Nobody was watching Wizards games.
Yeah, so we were just like, oh, that's cool. Like, Beal's getting traded. Like, he's finally getting out of there. And then we started hearing, like, whispers and stuff. And then I'm all like, Suns? That don't make no sense. And then, like, it still keeps building up. Like, all week, I'm all like, these are lies. Like, Bill ain't coming to the Suns. Like, that don't make no sense. And then when it did, we were like, where did this come from? Monday, he was all but in Miami. Like, everybody's like, damn, Bill going to Miami. And I still don't really know how we pulled off trading Shamit and CB3 and some picks that James Jones never want to use anyway. The dude hate drafting in the first round. He hates draft picks. So I just, like, I don't know how we pulled it off. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. For me, it's like, so now obviously you have a new big three. Are you worried about becoming the Brooklyn Nets 2.0? Like, be real.
Hey,
like,
relax.
I'm sorry, it's a
No,
shot
bring
at
up-
Bob. But are you
Don't
worried
bring
a
up
little
bad-
bit? Like,
don't
damn,
bring
yo,
up
we have a
bad
super
news,
team
brother.
now.
I don't think.
Depth.
I watched Tyler Anis play point guard for the Suns a couple of years ago. So I don't like. I'm not gonna feel bad about having a super team. I don't have no fear. I've seen this at its worst. Like, we drafted Josh Jackson with the number 4 pick. Like, you can't hurt me.
Hey,
Like,
wow.
like, I'm gonna be.
Oh my.
Like, I'm gonna be sad about like. Oh, we're scared about having 3 top players in the league now. No, I've seen what this could look like the other way, and I'd rather have this, honestly.
Great answer. It's a fantastic answer.
Hey man, that's a couple of names I haven't heard in a while. Jeez. With that, are you even? You did mention how James Jones doesn't like drafting like in the first round, so he got rid of the picks. But do you worry like, in case worst case scenario things don't go right and you guys have to like start another rebuild? Do you worry like it's gonna be hard to do that? If like I don't know. Worst case scenario, like maybe KD acts out again, which I don't think is going to happen, Beal or whatever. So do you think it's going to be a hard like reset?
I think I'm not sure if KD will do it again here, just because Book is a hooper, and like there's really no drama. There was never any drama attached to it. Like, there's no extra stuff off the court. It's just hooping. And
Wait. Are you saying there was some drama with the Nets? Like when did that happen?
No, y'all were good over there. Like,
yeah,
first time head coach, they wanted him to stay. Like, y'all were good.
No, you're right. That's a good call. Like, KD wants to play with like other great players, and Book is like one of the top, like you said, one of the top 2 guards in the league. So he just wants to hoop. So that could go very well for y'all.
Yeah, and I think just if it does go bad, like, we're still gonna have Book. KD can ask out, Bill can want to be gone, but Book is gonna be here, and people are gonna want to play with him. So as long as you got a dude who people are always gonna want to play with, and he's 28 right now or something, like, I think we're still gonna be fine.
So now you have a new head coach. Monty's gone. I guess the breakup was due for him too. Like, it was time for you guys to move off on Monty as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Frank Vogel?
Vogel's good. Like, he wants to make Ayton an NBA player, so that sounds exciting. So, yeah, I think that.
All right.
I think
That's
that
the number 1 pick.
He ain't Josh Jackson, but we almost there. But yeah, I think Vogel, he's gonna make this team play defense, hard defense. Like, people are gonna really see in like a real like defensive system how Book is really up to the task. Like, I don't want him guarding like the best player every night, but if you ask him to, he will do it, and he doesn't have any beef doing it. But I think that just that mindset that Book has, in KD being a really good defender, and when Ayton wants to, like, during that title run, he really was playing D, like the best defense he played in his career. So I think we do have the pieces to like really like get down and play hard D, and the offense is just going to come easier. So, like, I just think the defensive side of it, having an anchor, if he can really actually bring out Ayton the way he's been talking about, I think it's going to be really good.
Do you think it's as simple for Ayton as like, hey, I have a coach who believes in me now? Like, that's all it really was going to take for him?
I think it was having a coach that believes in him and Chris Paul not being here anymore. I think if you have somebody just, I think Chris Paul was brutal to that kid, and I think just having like 2 dads yelling at you all the time, and one of them like controlling if you get the ball or not it was always going to be rough. And I just think if anything was going to help, it was Chris Paul being traded.
Okay, so more Chris Paul than Monty Williams being gone, because him and Monty seem to be kind of like bumping heads a little bit too.
Yeah, but I think like Monty was kind of the voice for Chris Paul. I think that they were always in agreement on things when it came to Ayton. So I think if Monty was saying something to Ayton, Chris Paul probably like was on the same side as that. And if Chris Paul was saying something about Ayton, Monty was definitely on the same side as that. So I think just having those two just on him all the time, like, was probably wearing on him.
Yeah, got you.
How do you feel about the rest of the offseason with everybody you guys were able to sign, even though you had like a limited cap space with after the Beal trade. How do you think the front office did?
They did exactly what I wanted. Like, Suns fans have been wanting Eric Gordon for 5 years now. He signed. He even signed with us at one point in restricted free agency, and then I think the Clippers or Rockets re-signed him, and he ended up not coming. But yeah, like, they had a party set for him. Like, we thought we were getting Eric Gordon a while ago. So I think like getting him, because we always needed like a second unit ball handler, and that's just a really good one to have. And they got shooters like Yuta. He's going to get some open shots, and he loves playing with KD. I think the shooter part is going to be the big part of it. Because like I said, the Nugget series, we just got mathed to death. Like, we were trading 2s for 3s, and Okogie's getting open shots, and they were living with it. And I just think, like, now that we have dudes that can shoot 3s at a decent clip and are confident shooting it, I think that's going to be a lot better with dudes that can get to the lane or get by you whenever they want. We got 3 dudes that can handle the ball. And if they, like, Beal is the playmaker, like I said, I didn't watch that much Beal basketball, but if he can be a playmaker, he's getting open shots too that he's probably never gotten in his career with KD and Book on the floor. So I just think the spacing and dudes that can hit shots is going to be huge with the people that we picked up.
And then, I guess, final thing before we get into for real or Fugazi, is it obvious to say that this is his championship or bust? Or are you giving this team a little more grace? Like, hey, maybe give him a year to kind of get cohesion. There's, new coach, new roster, maybe 1 year, and then his championship or bust? Or, like, are you expecting a championship this year?
I think it's in a weird spot because, like, yeah, it'll suck if we don't win a championship this year because KD's not going to get any younger. And
right.
But at the same time, like, yeah, like, we don't have a point guard. This is going to be Book or Beal's first time playing point guard. Like, it's going to be a bunch of dudes getting used to really weird stuff that they haven't had to deal with before. Ayton's a legit fourth option now. Like, he's going to have to get used to that. Like, it's going to be a lot of stuff that the players just have to get used to, like new normals. And that's probably going to take at least until All-Star break.
All right, sounds good. Season prediction. Let me get a prediction from you. I know it's early. It's not fair because we haven't even seen a preseason game yet. But if you had to predict what happens with the Suns this year.
Oh, championship. Why wouldn't I say anything else?
Simple. Good call.
I love it.
It's that ring, baby. I'll see y'all on Jefferson for the parade. We good.
I love it. We'll have a championship celebration episode with you when it happens. You can gloat and everything. It'd be great times. All right, so let's get into some for real or Fugazi.
For real or Fugazi? Are they the real thing, or are they a fraudulent entity not dignified enough to be inserted into the conversation?
This is where I name a team, and you let me know if the team is a threat for real or not, Fugazi, to the Phoenix Suns. We're doing Western Conference teams. First team, for real or Fugazi, Los Angeles Lakers.
I want to say for real, but that LeBron foot, like, how many games is he going to miss? He's been really keeping that tight, and nobody knows what they're starting with. And if Anthony Davis is going to play the first couple months just running that team by himself, like, I just want to know more about LeBron's foot, but I do think they're for real. I like all the stuff they did during free agency.
Okay. Los Angeles Clippers.
No.
No. You don't believe Kawhi, Paul George can be healthy together and somehow make a run with all their depth and all that? You don't buy that?
Nah, Fugazi. Big time.
I love it. The Memphis Grizzlies, for real or Fugazi?
I think they're going to be fun, but I want to say Fugazi so bad. Like, I just think they are what they are, and they haven't done much to change that. Like, Ja might make another leap once he plays, but were they a Marcus Smart away? I don't know.
You have no idea. Yeah, it's they're one of those teams where it's like they were young and upcoming, but then it's like they hit neutral for, I guess, the past 2 years, and maybe that's what they are. They're kind of hard to tell, but they don't scare you at all.
And they lost.
I think they're going to be a hard out in like a playoff series. Like, I think they're going to annoy you and just get into you and be a tough out, but I still think they will be an out. I just think they'd be a hard one.
Got you. Okay. Golden State Warriors, for real or Fugazi?
Fugazi. I don't know what they're
really? Wow, you don't believe.
I don't believe that Chris Paul is willing to give up reins the way that he always says he is. I just think they're going to bump heads, and him being second fiddle to there isn't a worse scenario for Chris Paul. Like, he does not want to be there. He doesn't want to be around those dudes. They don't like him, and he doesn't like them. Yeah. And I just think the first sign of anything, like him doing any Chris Paul-ness where he's annoyed with anybody, like Draymond and Chris Paul are in the same locker room. I'm very excited to see it, but I think that no fault to Steph. None of this is Steph's fault. I just think the roster that they gave him isn't that good.
Interesting. So you think Draymond and Chris are probably going to bump heads at some point in the season?
I think they know that they don't want to. They know it's going to look bad if they do, but it's just in their nature to bump heads. I think that they won't be able to get away from it.
All right, and finally, last but not least, the Dallas Mavericks. I put this on there to trigger you because the Mavericks were booty last year, but had to ask.
They super fugazi. Like, yes, like I want to like a team. Like, I want to like Dallas, but now their fans are so annoying. Me and I can't stand them. I can't say anything nice about them. They're gonna be fun. Like, watching their two dudes dribble the air out of the ball, that's gonna be exciting. But no.
You're not a believer in Kyrie and Luka, that whole combination.
No, I don't think Kyrie was either. No, he just couldn't find a taker to take him. He wanted to leave. And apparently he wanted to play with KD again. But even Suns fans were like, nah, we ain't doing all that. I just think that like the Lakers weren't in on it. Like, I just think that Kyrie wanted out, and he made it pretty obvious he wanted out, and he couldn't get out. So I just don't think it's going to work.
So, not to bring back painful memories, but that Game 7 loss in Phoenix, like, the way Luka acted and the whole beef with Devin Booker, did that just kind of put you over the top where, like, you hate this team more than you hate any other team? Like, is that where Suns fans are with the Mavs?
Yeah, I just think every time we play now, the first game of the season, even after, like, they went up big and we ended up winning, like, late with the leash jumper at the end. But every time it's just animosity now, and kind of their fans have picked it up. We've picked it up. It's just kind of one of those rivalries that came out of nowhere. Like, and it happens naturally. It's like Lakers and Clippers fans aren't really like rivals. Like, they're just in the same city. I think you need series like this and like that to kind of build a rivalry. And like, I think me and Brandon, we did a pod and we were like, who's the Suns' biggest rival? And it used to be the Spurs and stuff, but like, it's Dallas now. If we may not play to go to the championship or anything, but I think that every time we play is like a hate to it that makes us rival.
I love it. I didn't know it was like that. I thought it was just kind of like Booker versus Luka, and then the fans were just kind of on the outskirts. But
it gets ugly on the Twitters, man. Like, those mentions get bad.
That's dope. That's dope. All right, Aaron, listen, man, thanks for joining us. I appreciate you coming on the Dime, going over the 2023-2024 Phoenix Suns. Let everybody know where they can find you once again, all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, comedy's coming up. Keep an eye out on my Twitter, AYRONED, Aaron Ed. Same thing for IG. I'll be posting a lot of stuff soon, comedy clips, back at it. So, yep, you'll be able to check me there. And Locked On Suns, I do it once a week with Brendan Clean. And you can check us out. We kind of scraping the barrel right now since it's summertime, but we still putting out content.
All right, and you can follow The Dime everywhere at The Dime NBA. I'm Josh Rodriguez at Josh_Rodriguez_. He's Quab at Quab AKS. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you another episode of The Dime.